Djinn's pride, the hunting of everyone she loves. Española, New Mexico, Friday night. Claire hadn't slept in 2 nights. Not really. When she closed her eyes, she didn't dream. She saw fire, red smoke, and faces screaming without mouths. The mark on her palm turned darker, almost black. It pulsed when she touched it, like something alive. Her mother stood outside her door. She didn't knock. She just stood. 4 hours, staring, not moving. When Claire finally opened the door, her mother smiled, but her eyes were all wrong. They were empty, like glass. "You're so beautiful," she said. "Just like your grandmother. That's why he chose you." Claire stepped back. Her mother didn't blink. She whispered something in a voice that wasn't hers. "He's almost inside now. When the moon turns, the gate opens fully." Claire ran downstairs, out the door. She called Alyssa. No answer. She called again. Still nothing. Then a text came in from Alyssa. It said only, "Help basement now." Claire drove fast. The streets were dark, too dark, like the lamps had all died together. When she reached Alyssa's house, the front door was open. The hallway lights were flickering. The air smelled like burnt metal. She stepped inside. Alyssa, no response. She moved toward the basement. The stairs creaked under her feet. She could hear breathing. Slow. She turned on her phone flashlight. The beam hit the wall. Blood smeared across the concrete. Words written in it. "You are mine. She is mine." She kept moving. Then she saw her, Alyssa, sitting in the corner, shaking, covering her ears. Her eyes were wide open, her nose bleeding. She was mumbling something again and again. "Don't listen. Don't look. Don't answer." Claire touched her shoulder. Alyssa screamed. "It's not you. It's not you." "Yes, Alyssa. It's me, Claire." "No. He wears your skin now. I saw it in my dreams." Suddenly, the basement door slammed shut. The flashlight flickered, then died. Total darkness. A sound filled the air. Not footsteps, not breathing. Something worse. Crawling. Slow. What a whisper followed. "You touched the grave. Now your blood belongs to me." Claire backed up. Something grabbed her ankle. Clawed. Cold. She screamed. The flashlight blinked back on for 1 second. She saw a hand. Long. Twisted. Black like coal. Gripping her ankle. Then it was gone. The light flickered again. Alyssa was standing now, but her eyes were rolled back. Her voice was not hers. "The gate is open. You belong to the fire." Claire ran. Out of the basement. Out of the house. She didn't go home. She drove to the old desert trail where her grandmother used to pray. In the glove box was a talisman, the one Alyssa gave her. She held it tight. It felt warm now. Not hot. Not burning. Alive. She whispered. "What do I do? How do I stop him?" The wind answered. Not with words, but with a memory. Her grandmother's voice. "If he claims everyone you love, he becomes permanent. You must break the chain before the full moon, or you become the final link." Claire looked up. The full moon was 2 nights away. Saturday. Sunset. Claire stood barefoot in the sand. The wind was dry. The sun touched the horizon like it was sinking into blood. The talisman pulsed in her hand. Its center glowed orange, like embers. She had come here to break the connection, but the fire inside her was growing stronger. Not hers. His. The Djinn. She could feel him in her chest, in her breath, in her thoughts. He wasn't just following her anymore. He was inside. The chain had begun. She opened her phone. 3 missed calls. 1 from Alyssa. 2 from unknown. The latest voicemail played automatically. A deep, slow voice whispered, "Your blood, her fear, your mother's silence. That is the chain. Only fire breaks it." Suddenly, she turned. A figure stood behind her. Not close, but watching. A woman, wrapped in a long black veil. No feet beneath her, just shadow. Claire froze. The woman spoke without moving her lips. Your grandmother burned the first link. You must burn the last. Claire's hands began to shake. The talisman was glowing brighter now. She asked, "What do I burn?" The woman raised her hand slowly. She pointed at Claire's chest. "You." Claire stepped back. "No, then he will stay forever," the woman said. "And he will take everyone left." Suddenly, the sand beneath her feet cracked. A line of fire split the desert. It moved fast, in a perfect circle around her. Claire was trapped. From the fire, hands began to rise. Burnt, crawling, clawing toward her. She screamed. The talisman burned in her palm. Then, a voice spoke behind her. A familiar voice. "Alyssa, Claire. Don't let him trick you." Claire turned. Alyssa ran toward the circle, trying to cross the flames. The fire hissed, but it didn't burn her. Claire reached out. They touched hands. The talisman flared like lightning. The fire collapsed. The hands turned to ash. The circle was gone. Claire dropped to her knees, sweating, crying, alive. But inside her, something laughed. Not outside, inside. He wasn't gone. He had moved deeper. The chain wasn't broken. It had just changed shape. And now, she was next. Sunday night, Claire sat in Alyssa's bedroom. Lights off, curtains shut. Salt poured across every window. They had locked the doors, covered every mirror, silenced their phones. But it wasn't enough. Claire looked into the bowl of black water on the table. Her hands trembled. She had to speak it. His name. The only way to break the final bond was to call him out loud. Alyssa lit a candle. Its flame flickered backward. The room got colder. Claire said it. "Sarkhan." The candle went out. The water turned red. A voice filled the room. "You know me. Now I know you." The mirror behind them cracked. Long cracks. From inside. Alyssa screamed. Claire covered her ears. The walls began to hum. Like a deep growl hidden in the air, the salt lines burned black. Smoke leaked under the door. The door handle turned. Slow. Then faster. Then silence. Claire grabbed the talisman. But it no longer glowed. The power was gone. He had taken it back. "You called me by name," the voice said. "Now you are part of me." The room twisted. The ceiling opened. And from above, a long, burning arm reached down. Not physical, not spirit, something in between. It touched Claire's forehead. She didn't scream. She couldn't. Her eyes rolled back. Her voice changed. She spoke, but not in her own voice. "I see you." Then she smiled. She wasn't Claire anymore. Monday, 1:30 a.m. Alyssa stood frozen. Claire was smiling, but it wasn't her. The skin was hers. The face was hers, but the soul behind it had changed. "You're not Claire," Alyssa whispered. The thing tilted its head. It copied Claire's voice, but not perfectly. It was too smooth, too cold. "I'm everything she ever feared," it said. Alyssa stepped back. The room felt heavier. The air smelled like burning cloth. Claire's eyes turned black. Not dark. Empty. Like tunnels. Alyssa grabbed the Quran from her drawer. She held it close. The thing hissed. Smoke poured from Claire's mouth. "Too late," it said. "She let me in. She wanted me." She dreamed of power. The lights exploded. Glass flew across the room. One shard sliced Alyssa's cheek. Blood ran down her jaw. She didn't wipe it. She didn't blink. "I know you're still in there, Claire," she said. "If you can hear me, fight him." Claire's body shook. Her mouth opened. Two voices spoke at once. "Help me. She's mine." The body collapsed, then rose again, like a puppet. The thing walked toward the window, looked out at the street, then whispered, "Next, I will wear a mother's face." Alyssa ran. down the hall, to the basement. She slammed the door shut, locked, turned on every bulb, lit every candle. She opened her grandmother's old chest. Inside was a rusted box, and inside the box, a small scroll, wrapped in gold thread. She opened it. There were names, written in ancient script. Names of Djinn. Names not meant to be spoken. Names that burn the tongue. At the very bottom, one name was circled in dried blood, sucked underneath it, written in red ink. The one who wears skin. To stop him, return what he gave. Burn it before the moon dies. Alyssa paused. Return what he gave. Then she remembered the talisman, the pendant Claire never took off, the one glowing since the nightmare began. She had to get it back, but it was around his neck now, and he wore Claire's skin. Upstairs, footsteps echoed. Slow, barefoot dragging. Then a voice, soft, mocking. You can't hide. Alyssa, she never could. Alyssa's basement. 2:09 a.m. The basement door rattled. Dust fell from the ceiling. Then silence. Alyssa held her breath. Her pulse was loud in her ears. The scroll laid open on the floor. It glowed faintly. Only one name pulsed red Sarkhan. From above, footsteps again, but they weren't human. They didn't land flat. They clicked, like claws on wood. She covered the scroll. Her hands were shaken. The room smelled like ash. And something else. Rotten roses. Then the voice returned. Claire's voice. Almost. You were always jealous of her, weren't you? Alyssa backed into the corner. The candles flickered. One blew out, she whispered under her breath. A prayer her grandmother taught her. Outside the basement door, something laughed. Low, deep, hungry. Then it spoke. Prayers don't work when your fear is louder. The basement bulb exploded. Glass showered down. Alyssa screamed. The talisman. She had to get it off him. She ran to the shelves, pulled out a small glass vial. Inside it, black salt, sealed in holy wax. She pocketed it, grabbed a lighter, ran to the stairs. She opened the door. Smoke rolled in. Not normal smoke. It moved like it was alive. In the hallway stood Claire, or what looked like Claire, but her skin was glowing from inside. Veins lit like lava. Her eyes were all fire. You're too late, the thing whispered. Suddenly, the walls bled. Blood seeped from the picture frames. Every photo melted. Alyssa raised the vial. The thing screamed. Not Claire's scream. Something ancient. Something dry and endless. She threw the vial. Black salt exploded. Smoke shrieked. The hallway trembled. The thing fell to its knees. It scratched at its own skin. Fire leaked from its mouth. Alyssa ran forward. She tore the talisman from its neck. It burned her hand. Claire's body collapsed. Still. Silent. Then her eyes opened. Normal. She gasped for breath. Where, ... Where am I? But Alyssa wasn't sure. Because behind Claire, the hallway was gone. In its place stood a desert. A red one. With no sky, and voices whispering in the air. She turned. The scroll was gone. The vial was shattered. Claire held her hand. Something pulsed beneath her skin. Alyssa whispered, You're not free, are you? Claire didn't answer, but her shadow moved on its own.